Live from London, this is BBC News. Israel shoots down hundreds of missiles and drones as Iran launches an unprecedented attack. The bombardment marks a widely anticipated reprisal for the strike on its consulate in Syria 2 weeks ago. President Biden reaffirms the US's ironclad commitment to Israel's security as more British jets are sent to the region. And these are live pictures from Tel Aviv. Hello, thanks for joining us. I'm Geeta, Guru-Murthy. The Israeli military says Iran launched over 300 missiles and drones towards Israel in what was an expected but unprecedented response to a deadly Israeli airstrike that destroyed an Iranian diplomatic compound in Syria earlier this month. The IDF says almost all of them were shot down and has described the attack as being foiled. The attack marks the first time that Iran had ever launched a direct military assault on Israel. We'll be live in Jerusalem shortly, but first let me bring you up to date with the very latest. Take a look at this video. Well, what you're hearing there is the air raid sirens in Jerusalem, and what you can see is Israel's air defence system, the Iron Dome, in operation. Flashes in the Jerusalem sky as drones and missiles are shot down. A coalition of Israel's allies, including the United States and the UK, helped bring down some Iranian drones and missiles before they reached Israeli territory. This is footage of that happening over Jordan. Similarly, this video is from the skies over Damascus in Syria, and you can see the objects being hit in the sky. And again, in the skies over Iraq, more drones and missiles being intercepted as they travelled towards Israel. Well, here's what we know so far. Iran has attacked Israel with around 300 drones and missiles. There were significant explosions, as you saw in the sky over Israel, caused by those interceptions from the Iron Dome. Israel says it shot down 99% of the drones and missiles fired from Iran. The US President Joe Biden has spoken to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and condemned the attacks by Iran. He says the US shot down some Iranian drones that were heading towards Israel. UK coalition forces were also involved in defensive operations. Mr. Biden says he'll host a meeting of G7 leaders later to coordinate a united diplomatic response to the attack. Israel's defence forces say one girl has been injured so far and that light damage was caused to a military base. The IDF spokesperson said the 10-year-old girl who was injured was hit by shrapnel from falling debris. Well, Iran has warned Israel and the US that any IDF response would be met with further escalation and retaliation. Hezbollah in Lebanon and Houthi fighters in Yemen, both Iranian proxy groups, have also fired rockets at Israel. We are going to hear from our correspondent Hugo Bachega in Israel in a moment, but first, here's Daniel Hagari, who's an IDF spokesperson, giving an update just a little earlier.
Tonight, Iran launched